Who were the Mississippians? The Mississippians was a tribe, but not just any tribe. They don't tell you enough about them on Wikipedia. You know, they'll give you a little but they send you clean off. Remember, they're going to be painting white and red people. Anything you look about the natives, they paint white and red people. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to come to YouTube to find out the drop on them where you going to hear say, nah, the natives is black people. We're black people, if you want to call them that. Right? They was niggas. They was niggas. Feel me? You know what I'm saying? With nothing red about them. They was niggas. You looking at them. You looking at them today. We still here. We never went anywhere. We African Americans today, if you accept that. We Puerto Ricans, we Brazilians, Cubans, Africans, Jamaicans, Haitians. We everything but what we are. Feel me? So you got to understand the Mississippians was the first, what I would like to call 9D tribes. This is what I call it, right? When I teach this in the 8th universe to my students, in the universe where I come from, before I was here, and I talk about this planet, and other planets, because just like I'm on this planet talking about other planets, that's what I was doing in the 8th universe, talk about these planets here. And these beings, like, it's a place where they got the gods locked up, and they not at their full potential. And when we talk like that in the 8th universe, everybody laugh. Like, what? It's an actual place where the gods think they can be contained by the reptilians? Because we kicking their ass everywhere else. Throughout the multiverse, we fucking these people up. Reptilians play, we fucking them up. So here's like the last one is, and you know, motherfuckers be like, they don't believe it. Just like it's hard for you to believe it's a whole multiverse with other planets and galaxies, right? When I'm like, yeah, you can do this, you can do that. It's hard for you to see yourself doing it because you ain't seeing yourself do it under this light code lockdown. You can't remember it. You can, but you gonna remember now though. You ain't got no choice. You finna live it. You ain't got no choice, but remember, you finna live it. You're living it. You're going through the process right now as we speak. You are being recrystallized whether you want to or not. That's why your ass over there spitting up. And if you I'm in the avatar, so I'm gonna go through I'm experienced. So I'm gonna have to, you see me, why your head been hurting, nose been running. Shit, some of y'all, your ass probably been itching. And you know you've been washing your ass. See what I'm saying? It's all type of different shit going on with you. Because of this galactic war, man. For real. It's a real thing. This is why I'm telling you what I'm telling you. I'm not choosing. They tell me when to get on here. They tell me what to tell you. I don't choose nothing. You feel me? I am everything and everything is me. I just flow with the universe. I don't fight against it. You too much do the same. Because see, you got to understand that the Mississippian tribe, right, who created these ley lines, they are 9D tribes. So this information I'm telling you, we come from these different realities. We multidimensional beings. You've heard it from other people, speakers before me in years past. This is because this is 9D information. Remember, we was on this planet was on the 33rd dimension and going upward even higher before your shadow government, Pleiadian and reptilian forces came here. So everything after that was the fall. We was just in pure Anunnaki gods and goddesses, spiritual assassins. We are the original guardians of the galaxy. Only the spiritual assassins originally signed up to come here. When our oppressors came, we was 33D, y'all. 33rd dimension. And then we start dropping in frequency. Remember I gave y'all a lecture about the birds. I said, hey, as we dropped in frequency, everything went through a reverse metamorphosis. They caused us to go through a reverse metamorphosis. So this is how we eventually fell from the God state of what we at our purest, highest form. This the form we was illuminating. That's why you are called luminous beings. You illuminate when you vibrating high at your highest point. You glow. That's why when you vibrating high here, you glow. But you literally glow harder than that as your vibration increase. You will literally glow. Because your aura, that's what the aura is. You'll be glowing. That's how you used to be. You wearing Anunnaki gods. But then as the war we warring, you drop down to what they like to call the Lemurian Atlantean state. This is when they was killing off your ancestors in present day, what's now Antarctica. This one I like to call these the ice wars. This when the dark elves came to here from Nern to help out in the war. Because even though they had started blowing up our pyramids, once they started doing that, we immediately retaliated, and it was on. It was on. But this is what initiated the ice wars. That's what I like to personally call them. Because this is when the dark elves came in, and they went to war with certain ancestors you had. All right? Certain lineages of powerful cosmic beings that was in the flesh, though. Because we've been created these avatars for this realm. We have avatars for each planet. The only place where we don't use avatars is when we go back home to Atlanteans, Sirius X, where we come from. We be in full spirit form. Most other locations, we take on a physical body unless we choose to do some type of cosmic work that doesn't entail for us to have to take on the body. We designed each planet with its own surface, its own temperature, all that. As above, so below. So you have to understand why we take on bodies. They're like cars. So as we were falling in frequency, and that ice war was going on, a lot of your ancestors became frozen. They became the ice wall that you see in Antarctica today. And then that ice wall was used to seal off us from our other brothers and sisters that were still Anunnaki, but then we became Atlantean Lemurian, right? Because when they sealed us off, they called the rest of us on the other side of the ice wall Lemurians. It then told you Lemuria was a civilization that sunk before Atlantis. That's a lie. Some of us got stuck on the other side of the wall, and they're still on the other side of the ice wall that they call Antarctica today. These became your Lemurians. They called them Lemurians. Still us. And then the ones that got trapped in here, they called us Atlanteans. That's the first misnomers they start throwing out. But then we was still falling in frequency. From that Atlantean state, we became completely disconnected. So we took on tribal states. In the Atlantean state, we still had a lot of our God energy. So that's why when they show the Atlanteans, they always show them like gods. But then they want to tell you Atlantis sunk. So you would think it's gone and there was some mystical shit that never existed. Then they draw all these fake pictures of Atlantis. But Atlantis was right here. The entire world that you know right here. So that's Russia and all these continents that make up the map. That's Atlantis. And the capital was Atlanta, Georgia. The entire state of Georgia. That area on down to Florida, clean across to what they call the Bermuda Triangle, on back up to Georgia. That whole little half of fake triangle, whatever you want to call that. whatever shape you want to name it. But that whole area, down, the whole little flag, Georgia down to Florida, across the ocean, all of that was the capital of Atlantis. That's why I was talking about ley lines, because Atlantis is on the 33rd parallel, which is another word for a ley line. The most powerful ley line on the planet, parallel on the planet, is the 33rd. Atlanta, Georgia is centered right on it. So it's the whole Mississippi River. It's many ley lines. It's the veins of the planet. She's, like I told you, she's alive. So like you got veins in your arteries and veins intersect and cross. It's the same thing the ley lines do. It's disguised and hidden on the map under longitude and latitude. I repeat, it's disguised and hidden on the map, the ones they can perceive as longitude and latitude. And the ones they can't perceive, but they know it's there, they call them ley lines. We can perceive all, though. So you got to understand that in that Atlantean state, okay, we were still doing a lot of Black Panther-ish shit and higher. Remember how she was in the lab? We was on that. And even higher forms of it, just to give you some form of a visual of what we were doing. Now, when we was in the Atlantean state, even though the planet had her point, she was alive, so she wasn't frozen in time, so we didn't have to tap into ley lines. It wasn't really like we needed that. We still had our, right? We keep warring and fighting. They begin to conquer more of our planet, right? Boom. We fall in frequency. We become completely discombobulated from communication. All right. So when they shut all that communication down through the pyramids, the next step was fall into the Mississippian state. Okay. Now, some of us might know about the Mississippians. A lot of us don't, though. We ain't give a fuck about no motherfucking tribal shit in school. So don't act like you did, nigga. Give a fuck about no Indians, nigga. We didn't. That's fact. So don't get over here nothing, nigga. I already knew about the Mississippi. You know shit, nigga. Shut your ass up. And if you did know, you need to let it go learn more, nigga. You feel me? Facts. This is like facts. Real life shit. We went from Atlantean state to the Mississippian state. Once we hit the Mississippian state, all right, now this is where you need to really listen. I need y'all to listen closely. Don't get confused. There was never a tribe before the Mississippians. Did you know that? There was never a tribe before the Mississippians. Now, I gave a lecture on my website, www.theuci.online. Let me plug it again for you, about the truth about Egypt. And I spoke on how Egypt was, the Egyptians were a tribe. They wasn't a moment in time. Okay? That's why I want to repeat again. There was never a tribe before the Mississippians. Not Cherokee, none of them. This is why they so important. That's the very first tribe we became, and we were still all together. Over here on this part of the land. This part of the land would be what they call today present-day North America. But this is really what ancient Egypt. Okay? North America is really ancient Egypt. I'll say the rest of that for my lecture on Truth About Africa on the website. But North America is really ancient Egypt. And the Egyptians were a tribe, not a moment in time. But they couldn't tell you that. They hid them from you by telling you that they were a civilization from X amount of hundreds of thousands of years ago. No, they were a tribe, and they were around at the same time the Cherokee was, the Egyptians. But way before the Egyptians, the original tribe, our original tribe was the Mississippians. Every single avatar over here that you might have came embodied to, like how you came through your mom, she was over here, her body was over here, right? The lineages were started, we planted the avatars here eons of energy cycles ago, right? Everybody that's got neuromelanin in their skin, all right, you are a Mississippian. And I'll even pull up on the map, right? I'm gonna pull up on the map and show you on the MacBook how when you pull up the Mississippian culture, they kind of tell you that a little bit. They kind of tell you that a little bit. When you look up the Mississippian culture, y'all can pull out y'all MacBooks if y'all got them. Treat this shit just like Sundays. Treat this shit like they used to do us in church. Instead of pull out your Bibles, pull out an extra cell phone. I want everybody to pull out their MacBooks or their iPads or their other phone, goddammit, and go to Wikipedia, goddammit, verse Mississippian culture. That's how we doing it on here, baby. You feel me? We ain't pulling out the Bible no more, but niggas will hit Google quick, won't we? Go to Google but when you go to Wikipedia, the Mississippian culture, which I want everybody to study, that's class homework. Yeah, I ain't never gave you niggas homework. You niggas got homework today. You hear me? I want y'all to go look it up for yourself a little bit, because you already gonna hear what I gotta say and then go read what they saying. You can't read what they saying first and then come listen to this shit, because you gonna be lost. You gonna be here arguing with me. Nigga, that ain't what they said on Wikipedia, nigga. They said. Now you know these crackers gonna lie to you, man. So I don't even know why you standing up for them so strong. Why you so hot in the chest behind what they said? Come in here with your peeps, man. Get the real drop. Then go back and listen to the lies so you can break that shit down the right way. You see what I'm saying? This shit is serious information. You know, you can't be getting half the story and you passing it down generation to generation. That's why niggas walking around now thinking they all human and Jesus is gonna come out the clouds and save niggas right now because of that type of mindset. We're not participating in that type of foolery anymore as a species. All right? Just let that be known. We will be omitting all fuckery out of the species moving forward. White America. 3Ks, thank you very much. We're omitting all the fuckery out of the species. We not talk about what we did last year. We on a whole nother, we don't bring up old shit in here. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to wave it in our face. You know, they want to wave the crime rate in your face. They want to wave the fact you probably ain't got a 6-figure year paying job. They want to wave the fact you didn't go to Yale. Listen, we don't care about no waving of none of y'all lies. You feel me? To try to make us feel like we lesser than. That's all part of the spell work on their end toward us. You got to recognize that. You feel me? Y'all got to recognize that. If you feel me, hit the blunt 3 times. Thank you. We understand the power of the 3, the 6, and the 9 at all times, no matter what the activities may be. All right, so you got to understand that the Mississippians was the very first, what you want to call like a tribe, because at that point we kind of like we lost connection with all the pyramids, right? That we had the telepathic connection to. Okay. And it was a big part of how we was able to use telepathy at such high frequencies. You still use telepathy now, but it's at a lower rate. Like you might think about a song and then somebody will sing it out loud. That's telepathy. You know what I'm saying? You might be thinking about somebody, they could call you. You know, you think about a motherfucker, you ain't seen them forever. You see them tomorrow. Like, that's telepathy. But them just small forms. We did it at a much higher frequency, at a much higher form. So that broke down. So we lost connection with like our brothers and sisters in what you want to call Africa and Asia and Russia. And, you know, we was everywhere. So just right here on this, I'm talking just right here on what they call North America. We wasn't able to talk to niggas down in South America or Africa, or what you want to call it, all that. We wasn't able to do that no more. That was gone. This is when we became tribal. So we ganged up. We was all right here. And we was the Mississippians. We was the Mississippians, nigga. You hear me? Hold on. We got the frequency high right now. Let's 4 times because we understand the elements. You hear me? Once for air, fire, earth, and water, because that's what we channeling. East, north, south, and west. Nigga, there is no longitude and latitude. You got ley lines, man. You hear me? That's for the fire. that we are connected to and we control. That's for the air that we are connected to and we have relationships with. That's for the water that we have relationships with. She's listening. You gotta remember this moment in time. That's for the fire, the earth, planet Kai. You hear me? Understand that we were based right here in North America with 3Ks. Okay? The Mississippians, their land was the present day West Coast. The present day, and I'm going to read some of this little shit off Wikipedia a little bit just so you can know. Present day East Coast as well. You'll basically see it was the whole fucking North America. Let me show you. Let me bring you over here for a second, y'all. Let me bring y'all over here for a second. You hear me? For a second. Bring y'all over here. Call this the enlightenment side of the room. You hear me? Bring y'all on here. So look, check this out. All right, so when you look up, you know, I keeps it all the way HODD in here, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no pointers, but I got a motherfucking King Palm stick. Just get the drop, though. When you go on Wikipedia and you look up the Mississippian land, look where they land was at. And they cutting off half the map. The Mississippians had the entire North America with 3Ks. But they will show you this much. They'll show you that they had all of the South, that's called the Southern Mississippians. A huge spot over here. This will be like modern day, like Philly going toward the East Coast. The Midwest, right? And they was up here too. That's what this little green line mean. They was up here too. And then you got the custodian Mississippians. That's how they want to break it down. But in real lifetime though, they really had the whole. Let me get a map up, man. Let me get a map up. Let's get a map up real quick. Let's get a map up. Well, I don't know who they think gonna pay for a map. Fuck, they mean $6.90, $43, $40. What? For a map of lies when a nigga could just do this? Click. Y'all smoking dick. But anyway, anywho in Whoville. So look, boom. Where my pointer go? We back. Okay, here it go. So this the whole, what they want to show you is America with 3Ks. The Mississippians had the entire landmass of what you want to call North America with 3Ks. All right? The Mississippians had that. Okay? Mississippians had that. If you didn't know, now you know. You feel me? Y'all feel me? Now, let me show y'all something. I like to show y'all a little bit something sometimes, you feel me? If they let it be shown, you feel me? They lie so much on Wikipedia, I don't really like coming on here like that. I'm gonna be real with you. They'll have you all fucked up. All right, but check it out. Let's go deeper about the Mississippians, right? So, hold on. Where the, I want y'all to see something. All right, cool. I see it. All right, here we go. So look, check it out. What a lot of people don't know about the Mississippians had was the whole country, right? This is where, hold on. Y'all gotta remember this. This is where all the tribes come from. You feel me? This is where the fucking Cherokee come from, the Sioux, because after the Mississippians, we broke. Because as Mississippians, they broke us up. We was warned, but then they was still gaining ground in the war, so they ended up breaking us up. And then when they broke us up, that's when we branched off into like, okay, Cherokee. That's why if you look up the Cherokee, they will let you know that they got some customs from the Mississippians. But I'm here to tell you that we was Mississippians. You got to understand that. And then because we was falling in frequency and we was warring with them, you feel me? They was gaining ground, doing their thing. They was fucking us up at certain points, but it was still a war. But they was winning certain points, and it was at them points that we continued to fall in frequency, and then we became Powhatans, Cherokee, Illinois Confederacy, Sioux, Apache, Navajo, all of that. But at first we was Mississippians. All right, you got to understand that because that's powerful. I'm gonna tell you why. Because then you can understand about like the Cahokia Mounds. All right, the Cahokia Mounds were the same size as the pyramids of Giza in Egypt. I repeat, the Cahokia Mounds, which was the headquarters of the Mississippian culture. So we talking Mississippian culture. The headquarters was Cahokia. That's in Cahokia, Illinois. All right. You're going to understand this is why when we fell in frequency, those closest to Illinois became the Illinois Confederacy. And they was a hard fighting group of what you want to call indigenous people, tribes. You feel me? The Illinois Confederacy. And they was composed of all the Midwest today. Wisconsin, Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, all of that. All the whole Midwest. You feel me? Everybody that stayed close toward the capital of the Mississippian tribe culture, which was Cahokia. Everybody that stayed close there, when we fell, they became the Illinois Confederacy. This is where Chicago get its name from. Chicago was one of the chiefs in the Illinois Confederacy. So was Black Hawk. So was Peoria. It's like 3 tribes. I think it's Ujma or something like that. They was in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? This is why you got to understand that this is why these areas, because now I'm not bragging about no violence, because it's violent everywhere. I repeat, it's violent everywhere, but we strictly talk about in the Midwest right now. So don't be in the comments talking about some, nigga, my hood harder than yours. I ain't saying all that. You feel me? But what I'm saying is this, man. I ain't dissing nobody hood, none of that. All I'm saying is this, so nobody where nobody from. But what I'm saying is, this is why specifically in the Midwest, them towns is violent like that, okay? It ain't nothing but warrior energy in the Illinois Confederacy because these was the ones that stayed and fought the hardest against the oppressors trying to hold down the Mississippians. Because what became the Illinois Confederacy was the warriors of the Mississippian tribes. You feel me? Of the Mississippians, you feel me? And you was either like on the West Coast with it. It don't matter where you was at. If you was West Coast, you was Mississippian. You was East Coast, you Mississippian. You was down south, you Mississippian. Midwest, this was Mississippian land. We was Mississippians first. This you got to know. Oh, I'm from New York. I'm from Chicago. I'm from, nigga, we all Mississippians, nigga, if you want to be technical. I'm just giving you our different names. You feel me? The different names we fell through. Because after Mississippians, they broke us up and then we became more little smaller tribes. They broke us up into smaller tribes. It wasn't a good thing when we fell from Mississippians. We was one big tribe. You had a bunch of different chiefs too, yeah. But we was one big tribe. Everybody got along, all that. We was just on warring with them. But when they broke us up, though, when they chopped us up, we became all these other smaller tribes. And that helped them to conquer more land eventually. And then we became Negroes. And then we became, you know what I'm saying? Because after the tribes, and they was able to, we split up. You know, like in the movies, they always do that stupid ass shit, niggas split up. You be like, why is they splitting up for? That's the dumbest shit you could do. Niggas, you know, in the movies, you know, motherfuckers get into a gym, we gonna all split up. Man, listen, fam. And what happened? Motherfuckers split up in scary movies and get their ass chased down. Every time. It never failed. It never failed in the movies. Y'all know I ain't lying. It gets to your favorite part. I'm using the movie as an example. Like, you get to your favorite part of the movie, your favorite character, everybody like, all right, we gonna split up. What is we splitting up for, nigga? We staying together. You feel me? Jason chasing us. I'm just saying from a movie point of view, right? Like, nigga, Jason Voorhees is behind us, nigga. You talking about split up. Nigga, we staying together in this bitch. You tripping. You know what I'm saying? Because if you pop out the cut on me and you with me, we gon' get him. But if it's just me, he gon' get me. Fuck you, me. Y'all know how it be when you watch the movie. They be like, why the fuck? Or they run and they fall. They fall and roll down the hill. You be like, you be mad. Like, I know they ain't never shit. You never just fall. Fuck is you falling, folk? Get your ass up and run. Fuck is wrong with you? You feel me? For real. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what, you know, like we was one big ass tribe, but then when they split us up, look how we that's what I'm saying. It made it easier for motherfuckers to get out on us. And I ain't laughing about it. We making learning fun in here. Y'all know how I am, man. Like y'all know how it be. You feel me? That's how it was. Like niggas split up. We became the Cherokees, Sioux. We all these smaller tribes. And what happened? Niggas got their ass caught. Motherfuckers ran and fell, tripped over a log. But if I was with your ass and we would have stayed together and you fell and tripped, I would have been running. You fell and tripped. Like, hold on, man, get your goofy ass up. We gotta go. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna just do you like that. I'm loyal. I ain't just gonna leave you, G. If we gonna leave together. Nigga, if we came together, we leave. I ain't no snake. See, some of y'all some snakes, y'all leave y'all friend. Nigga, only nigga Jason Voorhees big ass behind us, Joe. You fall up. Hold on, man, get your dumb ass up. Nigga, you tripping. Now, if I go to grab you and you fall again, oh, you on your own. I'm up out of here, nigga. You tripping. You tripping. I tried, though. You know what I'm saying? I double back once and let's go. You want to fall again? Because, you know, some niggas be goofy. You grab niggas still want to fall again. Nigga, you tripping. That's Jason. Show your ass up. You feel me? We ain't got no pipes or nothing. We just out here in the woods and you falling. I'm gone, Joe. You tripping. You ain't trying to live, nigga. You ain't finna get me caught. You tripping. So that's how it was, you know what I'm saying? Like with the tribes. You feel me? Like, niggas, hey, y'all, niggas fail. Other niggas, let's split up. What we splitting up for? But we split up, though. We did, like, everybody got on some, well, I'll defend this part of the land. But they was really using spells. So they started getting us into it with each other and shit, too. So that's why we started splitting up. But you got to know, at the beginning, nigga, we was all Mississippians. Nigga, that's what I'm saying. You want to gang bang, nigga. We was all Mississippians. And before that, we was Atlanteans and Lemurians. And before that, we was just flat out gods. We was Mississippians when we first became tribal. One big ass tribe of us. Niggas went they separate ways. You feel me? Niggas got the getting into it because they was working. They was working against us. It wasn't just them warring. They would do shit like steal from this side and run to that side and do all type of shit, and it started breaking us up. And we didn't have our metaphysical connections we once had, well, like with our pyramids. You feel me? So I'm just breaking it down for y'all to understand the shit, like how they become weaker when they think about it. What happened in Boys in the Hood? Saddest movie, saddest nigga. I damn near can't sit through that shit to this day. I gotta damn near fast forward through it when they shot Ricky. Like, not Ricky. Because Ricky wasn't even on nothing. You know, you want to see them type of people live. Like, he wasn't even gang banging. It could have been Doughboy. You know what I'm saying? Shit, for me, it would have, because Doughboy was in the streets. Ricky, nigga, got a scholarship. He gone. You feel me? Nigga, scouts coming in the hood to see him. You feel me? I'm like, hey, Ricky up out of there. He gone. He gonna make it. You feel me? He would have made it. You know what I'm saying? You seen that highlight tape? He out there like Barry said. He had a raw ass highlight tape on the movie, though. When he sat down with the scout, he was out there like Bo Jackson, bro, on my mama. But what happened? They got the gangs chasing them. And what niggas want to do? Split up. But had he stayed walking together, he could have went upside that shit like, nigga, what you say you doing scratch house for? What they on our ass? Nigga, you better wait till we get to, I would have told Ricky, man, you better wait till we get to the crib. I don't know what type of friend he was. Then he want to come out all mad with blood in his pants after Ricky gets smoked. Now, like he ready to ride for him. Like he ready to ride. He come out all hot in the chest. His daddy, Lawrence Fishburne, like, where you think you going with that? He still bail out the window. You like, okay. Trey on that. You feel me? He on that because you really got him smoked. A real friend would have been like, bro, we ain't splitting up, nigga. And your ass ain't finna be steady doing no scratch offs. G, you tripping. You better put the bitches in your pocket. We get to the crib, then you can do that all day, but right now, they on our ass. You know it's up, too. My man, you and your brother in tour with them niggas. You tripping, G. Go upside this shit. Like, bro, if you don't put them scratch-ups up, ain't no splitting up. We together to the crib, nigga, and put the scratch-ups up. That's what a real friend gonna do. We gonna split up. He like, all right. Right, all right. You know what I'm saying? What happened? Ricky still want to walk down the alley with his scratching off. Right? And then he didn't even ride for him. Did all the app. Could have kept him with you, kept him alive. You didn't do that. You feel me? Then you turned around and act like you was going to ride for him. And then you got to talk about some let me out. You feel me? So, yeah, though. You feel me? And then we ain't off topic. I'm making a point. You feel me? Like, for real. Nigga want to talk about let me out. Didn't even ride for him. You feel me? You did all that. You could have kept him alive if niggas would have stayed together. You see what I'm saying? That's all you got to do. We always want to split up in the heat of some shit. And that's what we was doing as the Mississippians. Niggas split up. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we fell into Cherokee, Choctaw, Red for Illinois Confederacy, this, that, this, that, this, that. But that was the worstest thing for us. And then after that, we became what? We became Negroes. We became Negroes, colored people, and all of that. It wasn't no Latino, nothing. And then as we came into 1920s, we became African Americans, Latinos. You see what I'm saying? Now we look at us, nigga, we just Crips and Bloods and GDs and BDs and hoes and thoughts and pimps and baby daddies and baby mamas. You see what I'm saying? Bitches, niggas, everything but niggas. Harvard graduate. Nigga be more honored to say that than he say he a god. Like, what is you, man? I'm a Harvard graduate. Like, boy, you a god. I'm a Harvard graduate. Nigga ain't no god. Nigga get mad. You see what I'm saying? But he like, I went to Harvard. Valedictorian. You know what I'm saying? Nigga be love it. Nigga, United States Marine. You feel me? Niggas be NBA player. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I'm signed. I'm signed to Sony. You feel me? I'm married. You know what I'm saying? They can be happy to be everything but what they really are. You know what I'm saying? These are all titles to take you out of I'm just saying, like, I'm for real. Like, you got to know for what it is. You got to know for what it is right now because we rise on that frequency. That's why I told y'all what I told y'all about China at the beginning. This all play off the Mississippians too because when we was Mississippians, you feel me? We started activating ley lines. We were still channeling the information from the Atlanteans. We still had that part of it. So we still had the game. We still had the game. We had the game even when we fell from Mississippians and became Cherokee and now we still had the game. We still knew how to operate in these woods, connect with nature. We still knew how to make things happen, use our magic. We were still there. You see what I'm saying? That's why a lot of this shit was able to get passed down. Right? And then after we came out of them tribes, you know what I'm saying? Then we went into the Emancipation Proclamation. Like I told y'all, we never really went through slavery because we was always warring. It was just some of us would get caught and then they would be enslaved. You ain't seen no plantation ever in the history with 100,000 niggas on it. And you know it was millions of us. Trillions back then, for real, because we had more babies. Like I said, a goddess is supposed to have as many babies as she has eggs. That's a fact. That's how it used to be. It's not like that because these were all attacks against our species. You got to see what I'm saying. You feel me? Like these were all attacks against our species. So when we was Mississippians, this is when we was rebuilding the pyramids. All right? We was rebuilding the pyramids, and if you look it up, they gonna tell you it's called the Cahokia Mounds. Check it out. Let me show you. We were in the process of rebuilding the pyramids. You see what I'm saying? To form that energetic connection to communicate and you know, access certain weaponry that could help us in this war. Let me click on Cahokia. Cahokia was in Middle Mississippi. All right. You see it? The Cahokia Mounds. Now check it out. The biggest one, it was many of them, but the biggest, that's what they call them, the Cahokia Mounds in St. Clair County, Collinsville, Illinois. Now, what you got to understand, these are very powerful, energetic points because they was the Mississippians. We was in the process of trying to rebuild our ancient pyramids. That's why the mounds look like that. But some of them, if you look it up, they'll tell you like the biggest one was goddamn the same size as the pyramids, the biggest pyramid in the pyramids of Giza. You see what I'm saying? They'll tell you that much. They just not gonna tell you, you know what I'm saying, what was really going on with these mounds. See, that's one of the most beautiful things you can see about when you look up. See, they talk about the mounds right here. Like they say, look, Monk's Mound is the largest structure and central focus of the city. A massive platform mound with 4 terraces, 10 stories tall. It is the largest. And, you know, they was way taller than that. You know, they gonna lie on the numbers, but they still talked about how they were bigger than you know, the pyramids of Giza. All right, you know what I'm saying? Now, for y'all that don't know, let me just give y'all a quick drop of the pyramids of Giza. All right. Man. Boom, here you go. All right, so we know these are your pyramids of Giza, all right? These are your pyramids of Giza. Now, they basically tell you that the Cahokia Mounds was bigger than this biggest one right here. All right? And you can look that up. They'll tell you that much. The Cahokia Mounds were bigger than the biggest one because the ones that were built up got knocked down over the years. But the Cahokia Mounds, the biggest one, is bigger than the pyramids of Giza. Now, let me put y'all on game. All right, you got to understand something. These mounds were being built as they were rebuilding them. They basically, the pyramids, they were in the process of rebuilding them, so they was in mound form, but they were still bigger than, than the pyramids of Giza. Okay, they were rebuilt. We were rebuilding up, because I don't want to say they. We were in the process of rebuilding our ancient pyramids when we was doing all that war with them. You see what I'm saying? And that's because we had already activated the ley lines. So we had activated all the energetic points. This is why we created Stonehenge. Like, they can't tell you shit about Stonehenge. When you listen to how they talk, they be like, they don't really know. They just telling you what they think. You see what I'm saying? Pay attention. When they talk to you about the pyramids of Giza, they don't even know. That's Timbuktu. Where they telling everybody the pyramids of Giza is at, in that whole area that they got you thinking is Egypt, that's actually where the University of Timbuktu was at. Timbuktu was one of our most powerful universities we ever had for esoteric information in the fucking multiverse. We had put so many books. You gotta understand, each dimension has higher and higher levels of information. That's the way we designed it. That's the beautiful thing about us. It's everlasting. Each planet, galaxy, dimension is higher levels of information. That's just how we did. That's how we set it up. So Timbuktu was one of the most powerful universities we had. Like, when it came, it was the first university, right? It was the first place where we was able to take the multiverse and reconstruct it into a format where it's within the avatars for us to just project out. This is where the whole term university comes from. You feel me? They bitch ass can't tell you that because they don't even know that. They don't even know that they just know that it was open space and they appeared. Then they won't tell you that, far as the pyramids of Giza. But they don't know that where the pyramids of Giza is at, that's actually that whole area. That whole area. That's where the University of Timbuktu was at. And when we was in that war, Timbuktu, what they did, our brothers and sisters on Timbuktu that worked at university, because it was an esoteric university, you know what I'm saying? They had already had certain energetic points set up around it. What they did was rose themselves to a higher frequency. So it appeared to leave three stone traces. Okay, so what you see is the pyramids is like the structure of them leaving. So imagine a bunch of smoke or dust coming out of a ship or something, right? And then when the air hit it, it just freeze or something, right? That's what happened. Timbuktu was rising itself to a higher frequency, right? And when they was in the process of rising themselves to a higher frequency, they tried to, remember, they was using this ice age. We was at war. They was trying to freeze them, and they couldn't catch them. So what they left behind was the energetic imprint of all the dust when it rose in frequency. And it's not a ship, it's an actual location, but they rose it in frequency. It's a base because it's a university. It's a base. You know what I'm saying? This is the esoteric facts about University of Timbuktu. They don't even know. So when they sit here trying to be like, this is why when they tried to destroy the pyramids, Hitler did, when they was throwing bombs at it, it wouldn't blow up, because it's on that landmass, whole landmass right there used to be Timbuktu. And then Timbuktu still exists. They literally in the sky above what you think is Egypt in the whole pyramids. They just on a higher frequency. They ain't leave the planet or nothing. I just said they rose themselves to a higher frequency. Listen to what I'm saying. They still there. They just can't see them. You see what I'm saying? They just had a little higher frequency. Think about Dragon Ball Z. You know what I'm saying? The way Dragon Ball Z was, how you had like Piccolo and them living on a higher frequency right above the earth. But the people on Earth couldn't see them. They was right in the sky. They couldn't see them because that's the frequency. They cloaked the frequency and rose themselves to a higher frequency, the University of Timbuktu. So that's what present day Egypt is. And the real ancient Egypt, where you hear all these stories and legends, is right here in North America. You get what I'm saying? Ancient Egypt is right here in North America. The way you hear the legends of Egypt, that all happened right here. That all happened right here. That's why I was introducing y'all to Queen Khalifa and all of that. She was one of the Egyptians in the Caliph. And as we was dropping the frequency, they became the Californians. But on the Californian tribe. But that area where the pyramids of Giza is at, that area right there, that whole area, all that was the University of Timbuktu, and it's still in existence. It's on a high frequency, and they trying to freeze it. So when you see those pyramids, that's like the dust formations that got froze, and they still when they locked in place like that because of it's not words for this type of energy that I'm trying to explain to you. You just got to know about it. You got to know it in here. But it's an energy that's higher. It's an energy that's so high that can't really be formulated into words, because y'all don't have any words on this planet for this type of energy. But it will be the highest form of energy that they have ever known in science, but it exists. And this energy comes from the way certain galaxies touch and formulate when they interconnecting and moving, because the galaxies move. And science they don't really know this. That's what I mean. They don't have a metaphysical connection to the cosmos like we can. Like right now, I consider just sharing this information directly from our ancestors to y'all like this. They could never do that. You see what I'm saying? So they end up being confused about a lot of our things that were set up, even though their ancestors did this shit. You see what I'm saying? That you got certain reptilian species that been here since the beginning of the war, and they still know what's going on because they only put the spells over us. They remember. All right, so this is why they despise you so much. This is what I'm trying to get you to see. So like when people like why they treat us like this is way deeper than you being black. This is a whole war, and it's all type of events that's taking place, and it's harsh feelings. You know what I'm saying? It's real life harsh feelings in this shit. And but you gotta have, that's why they attack us the way they do, right? Through all their different outlets. But this is why you gotta know your history so you can have them same type of harsh feelings and can be on guard. You can't even guard against this type of attack. And we hadn't been able to guard against it, not knowing how deep it go and what's really going on. So over here in America, this would be what they call ancient Egypt, while everything took place. This is what make the Mississippi, brings us back to the Mississippians. The Mississippi River connects all the way down to what would be Southern Africa. Really, this would be what they call in America is ancient Egypt. So what is that telling you? That really America is Africa. They connected. This is why Arizona, the Grand Canyon, leads into Africa, because you're in Africa, in North America. You're just in a different part of Africa. It's all connected. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, they don't want you to know that, and they don't tell you that. So they don't, like I told y'all, there is no water that separates any of the continents. They all connected by land. It's one landmass, right? But they gave us a different map. They gave us a different map. So they gave us this other map, you feel me? They gave us this other map that they place in front of us. You get what I'm saying? Drop the nines if y'all can still hear me too, because I know it'll be freezing in and out. But they gave us all these basic maps that they placed in front of us. You get what I'm saying? That they draw out, that they show us in school. So it's hard for your brain to even fathom what I'm telling you without even seeing it. And it's nothing I can point to show it to you, because there's no that, oh, okay, I see the nines, cool. Just know y'all can hear me. It's no maps that I can show y'all that's online, right? So it's like you got to be a visionary to really see what I'm telling you. But all the landmass is connected, right? And this is why the Mississippians, when we created the Mississippi River, it connects everything. And then it connects, and then it turns into what because they don't want us to know that this is all connected. So then it turns in from the Mississippi, it turns into the Nile River. All right. And then it goes from the Nile River and it runs clean into the Amazon River down in what they want to tell you is South America. The Amazonian River and the Nile River, all of that used to be the Mississippi River. The Mississippi River runs from all the way up top through Wisconsin, all the way down to South America, man. But they don't want you to know that. You see what I'm saying? It's the same body of water. So they got you thinking they got this the Mississippi River, this the Nile River, and this the Amazon River. But the Amazon River and the Nile River and the other rivers of the world, those are connected to in different ways. But the Amazon River, the Nile River, and the Mississippi River are all the same river. It's a metaphysical fact. You get what I'm saying? And the reason that water was put there was to hide the disguise, because it was put there during this war. So it was put there to disguise from our oppressors energy that's under there. So even they don't know that there's certain energy points under the Mississippi River and what they call in the Nile River and what they call in the Amazonian River. They just know that it's powerful. They know it's powerful energetic points that run through it, but they don't understand exactly what the Mississippi River is themselves, because they would have been trying to drain out the water and they would have built something over it or something. You get what I'm saying? Even if they tried to, they wouldn't be able to, definitely at this point. So I can tell they asked that now, because I know they being here watching. So you know what I'm saying? But it ain't shit y'all can do with it now, no way, regardless. It's over with. But this is what you got to understand about the Mississippian tribe and the Mississippians. Y'all get what I'm saying? Like, and so this is why when I was mentioning the mounds, right? And how you got mounds in what they want to call Koki, Illinois, that were bigger, 333 on the ancestors. that were bigger than what they want to say about the pyramids, right? This is due to that extreme fact. You get what I'm saying? To that fact that the Mississippians still possessed a lot of the ancient technology that we had coming from that Atlantean state. You know what I'm saying? Coming from that Atlantean state. And then it's also why Larry Hoover, for example, was locked up for so many years. Because he's a direct descendant of King David. And King David was one of the chiefs of the Mississippian tribe. When we was all Mississippians, King David was one of the chiefs of the tribe. It was many though, because we was all Mississippians. It was one big tribe. But the Mississippians even used to still communicate with the extraterrestrial races and cosmic forces because they were aware of it. When you talk about the Mayans came after the Mississippians. You get what I'm saying? That's all those tribes, Mayans, Aztecs, Inca, all them was all tribes at the same time. There wasn't different eras. You feel me? You can't be in here with that American history book information thinking like, oh, okay, well, you know, the Mayans and the Aztecs were completely different civilizations, and they were in a different node. The Mayans, Aztec, Inca, Cherokee, Egyptians, all them tribes was around at the same damn time. When you don't understand that fact, that's how they get you to believe in fucking time, and you start thinking they ass been here 6,000 years. No, they ain't never been in no here. They ain't been here that long. They went back. They went back and they wrote themselves into our history, and they created all these fake ass pictures that never even happened to make themselves appear to be like they've been here all this time, as far as these human beings. So all the history they've been giving us was fucking lies. They ain't no. So that's how you get to thinking like, oh, damn, yeah, well, the Aztecs and the Incas and the Mayans, and you know what I'm saying? Yes, they were all tribes that descended from the Mississippians. This is the power of the Mississippians. This is why I'm telling you that. Now you think about all the shit they was telling you the Mayans was doing, and the Aztecs and the Inca and the Egyptians, right? Then you understand what the fuck the Mississippi, when we was Mississippi, we was on even higher frequency. You know what I'm saying? Like we was still in damn near super God format when we was Mississippians. So it's like, this is why I say this lecture ain't nothing like this shit, like real divine information right now. This ain't nothing like, because you gotta understand that so you can understand what's going on right now. You feel me? When you talk about these Mayan prophecies, who you think they got the prophecies from before they remember the Mayans separated and became a smaller tribe of the Mississippians. Like all this shit come from the Mississippians. We the ones at that vibration. That's when we set the tone for everything that's going on now. Like we start setting certain curses in place that was like, okay, even if no matter how far we fall, we was bound to bounce back up because we left certain portals open. We left certain things in play. This is why we going through a grand awakening now. The whole Kundalini energy rise and planet waking up, that was all set in place when we was in the Mississippian state, because we was still talking to cosmic forces. We still had our ancestors traveling, landing. We was traveling. We was still doing all that as Mississippians. They got you thinking the Mississippians was out there in the motherfucking cornfield shoveling some corn on their back. Man, hell no, don't believe none of them lies about us, man. Yo people gods, man, for real. Like y'all people are gods, man. Y'all are the descendants of pure cosmic royalty. Like y'all ain't know anybody. Like 9 ether beings. Like for real, that's what 9 ether beings. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta know that, because they ain't gonna never tell us this shit in school. They'll never tell us this, nigga. They ain't gonna tell us half this shit. They gonna tell us the complete opposite. You feel me? Like I say, when they take off flying, they got our ass thinking they flying across the ocean. Like if you get on a flight to Africa, you gonna go across the water for 18 hours, and you gonna be like, damn, I had to leave the land and go across the ocean. You ain't went across the ocean. They just took your ass in the air. Now they riding you up and down the motherfucking ocean. Got you for hours. Got you thinking like you don't take no hours to get to actually South Africa, because when you go into Africa, they really taking you to South Africa. So it's like, it don't take no hours to get there. I don't know, 18 hours, but they gonna fly over the water back and forth to make you think that, so that you have no fucking clue where you at. That's why I told you all that has to do with the things we set up as Mississippians. They gotta do this because you can look, you so program and design, you could see you could just see something and it's gonna enact a bunch of energy codes. Some of y'all hold like the anomaly, certain codes to cracking the light code lockdown is only in certain some of y'all. Some of y'all hold it and hold it at different codes. It's all programming. So some of y'all hold different codes. You feel me? That's why they don't be wanting me to get on here and tell y'all this type of information. You feel me? They be sending me threats and trying to play with me like that because no matter I can sit here and joke and laugh and all of that. You feel me? We could have 10 million people on the live. It could be 10 people on the live. I'm gonna keep it real, over rich with you. Now, if you don't want to understand that, that's on you. I did my part. I'm telling you what's going on. Now you can keep playing around this motherfucker. You feel me? Like, that's on you. You see what I'm saying? I did my part, and I'm gonna stand 10 toes in this war with these people. So that's all part of my part. You feel me? Like, letting y'all know, like, and from a divine way, like, this is our shit. You feel me? And you just can't know it's our shit. You got to know the history of our shit. And you got to be able to string this together to grow. We just can't be sitting here discussing it and not understanding how to apply it to our everyday. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you this just for you to watch this shit. Ain't no goddamn movie. It's real. This is real shit I'm telling you about. You see real shit in my motherfucking eyes. I'm not playing about nothing I'm saying. We can laugh and joke all day, but you know, at the end of the day, I'm still telling you something that you need to hear. You feel me? Like, you got to know how serious it is, because like the way your ancestors set the planet up, you know, in these like these mounds. That's why they find pyramids all in motherfucking Mexico. That's why they find pyramids all through, because we put these mounds and we was rebuilding them back up, and we was doing it everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not nowhere you can go. And this is why like you are able to find the same things across different continents. If you really had to travel across some water, do you think you're gonna be seeing pyramids in Africa and in North America, if you want to call it that? No. You got plants that's only grown in Africa that they find over here in America. If you start studying about plants that they know don't grow, like, for example, I keep telling y'all, palm trees are not even natural to the goddamn planet. And you got all type of other trees that don't even come from this part of the land. It comes from like Africa somewhere, right? And them trees or those plants come from there, and they can't even tell you how they got here. But they're like, well, this is found in Africa. This, you know, like, you got to pay attention to that type of talk. You get what I'm saying? You got to pay attention to that type of talk to understand what's going on the planet. So when we was putting all these ley lines in this power, we put these rivers, these bodies of water, like the Mississippi River, and it's a very powerful point. You see what I'm saying? And then you got people that's like divinely connected to ancient Mississippian lineage, like a Larry Hoover. This is why Larry Hoover connects to that. You know what I'm saying? Larry Hoover connects to that because, like I say, he's a direct descendant of one of the kings of the Mississippian tribe. This is why they locked him up and they framed him for the murder and the drugs. And then they took his organization and his vision and they turned that shit to a gang. So if you don't know nothing about Larry Hoover's vision and who he really is and what he stood for, you will have no clue about his connection, because you would just think he's some gang leader because that's the way he's painted. You see what I'm saying? That's the way he's painted. You feel me? That's the way he's painted. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, like, he was locked up, but that organization flourished all around the continent. And because of that energy that he has on him, it's a tribal thing, right? And like all them GDs that he had behind him, them was like warriors that would have been willing and ready to go to war against the system behind his teachings. You see what I'm saying? If they knew his teachings. This how deep it get. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't know that, but it's how deep it get. And then, like I say, not only is he direct descendant of King David, but King David was like the role they played in the Mississippians. They was the ones that was opening up the gateways for extraterrestrial races to come here. Okay? So this is why, as you could see, like, I didn't get on here and start no free Larry Hoover movement and none of that. Like, that just came on the internet. Like, I'm like, dang, everybody saying free Larry Hoover all of a sudden. That's how I saw it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just came out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? But this is because of the planet waking up. Like, he got the power, right? He got the power to get out of feds. And if he just started talking, everybody would gravitate. And then you got all them people that's behind the plus, these people that don't know him but heard of him, they'll gravitate. Like, and then it'll be like a more of an awakening, right? And the closer certain, like, he got a galactic code that where now that you got all these different galaxies that's here, right? You got individuals that was when they was here in the flesh as Mississippians, they never came back. Like, we chose to come back. You got some of us that didn't come back, and they on these spaceships they still remember the war. They just didn't come back. So you know they coming back with a different energy. You got certain chiefs and people that was killed in this war. They're back with a different energy. This is all interconnected. So this is a galactic thing. This is why you start seeing this push. You see fucking Drake and Kanye all of a sudden about some free Larry Hoover. They could have been saying that for years. Larry Hoover been locked up before they was born. You get what I'm saying? Like, why now? Why when all this is going on? What the fuck is so big about a free Larry Hoover movement? But I'm telling you the galactics behind it. And a lot of people might not even know that they self why they drawn to it. Why all of a sudden, you see what I'm saying? They don't even know the deepness of it. You see what I'm saying? There are a lot of people that's gonna say free Larry Hoover because they is GD. So they're like free Larry Hoover. You know what I'm saying? Free, you know what I'm saying? Even if they don't know the truth about the depth of it. But I'm telling you the depth of it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why when he descended back into this, and when Larry Hoover reincarnated in this lifetime again, he was born in Mississippi, along the Mississippi River. And then from the Mississippi, he moved to Chicago, which was the fucking capital of the Mississippians. And then he got all that power. Like, that ain't by no accident. And all that took place along the Mississippi River, which were all them powerful, energetic points is at. This is why Chicago is such a powerful city. And I mean, not just Chicago. I mean, like, all the fucking cities. It's ley lines everywhere. You get what I'm saying? But we strictly talking about the Cahokia part of the Mississippians. You feel me? Like, this is why Chicago is so powerful, and this is why they had us killing each other, and they killing the fuck out of each other right now. Because all that energy is right there, but now it's being manipulated. It's being manipulated. It's deeper than Lake Michigan. It's about the Mississippi. Because see, Lake Michigan, that was just a body of water that was man-made where they threw all the bodies at and they built lakes. Mostly all of your lakes are man-made, and they were only made to hide the bodies of our ancestors. That's what you better know. That's a fact. So, but I'm talking about the Mississippi River. Even if you pay attention to the Cherokee and the Trail of Tears, where the fuck they send them through? They make them go across the Mississippi. Why? Because it's also energy. You got to understand energy. Emmett Till was hung in the Tallahatchie River. What was that at? In Mississippi. When he was tortured like that, that was a fucking ritual. And his whole family that let him get drug out the house, some bitches. I'm going to let y'all know that personally. Y'all are some cowards. You feel me? I'm going to tell y'all just like that. Because, like, I don't respect none of you. Oh, that's what I'm saying. That old house Negro energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all let the motherfucking people come in there and just grab Emmett Till like that. House full of y'all. Y'all ain't do shit. Y'all let them walk in. Go listen to the story. Like, y'all let them walk in the crib and pick who they was going to torture that night. And they picked him. They shouldn't have nothing to do with him whistling in a white woman. He never even did it. Even though they telling you he didn't do it, I'm telling you the shit never even happened. They literally just went to them black folks' house in the middle of the night and picked the house and picked the nigga. You feel me? Because they was trying to make a blood sacrifice ritual along the 33rd parallel. You think I'm lying? It's all got it in the, and that's all the Mississippi River runs along the 33rd parallel line. This is the way we set it up. This is why I'm trying to tell you some powerful souls that come from off the other side of that Mississippi River. I mean, it's powerful souls everywhere, but what I'm saying is you better know it's some super, super powerful souls that be coming off that motherfucking Mississippi River, man. You get what I'm saying? It's way deeper than they ever talked to and told you. Let me show you something. Emmett Till, right? Mississippi River is the, show y'all something if I can pull it up. Mississippi is on the 33rd, runs along the 33rd parallel. Let me see. What was okay? Emmett Till was killed in Money, Mississippi. Okay. Money, Mississippi. Hold on. I just pulled that up. Money, Mississippi, right? I know I wasn't tripping. Money, Mississippi. That's where Emmett Till was sacrificed at. This all got something to do with the power of the Mississippians. I'm trying to tell you. Now check this out. Money, Mississippi. Let's see. What is the longitude and latitude of Money, Mississippi? Since I don't know what I'm talking about. What is what is the longitude of Money, Mississippi? Oh, So, what is the longitude of Money, Mississippi? Let's flip it around, y'all. 33 degrees. Those are the coordinates of Money, Mississippi. 33rd parallel, 90 degrees west. Once again, I repeat, where Emmett Till was sacrificed. You see what I'm saying? Since I don't know what I'm talking about, you know, I just want to show it real quick. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad they let me prove my point because they don't really show shit like this. But Emmett Till was sacrificed, like I told y'all, on the 33rd parallel, right? Because and he was sacrificed to Money, Mississippi. And look at the coordinates of Money, Mississippi. 33 degrees. That's the 33rd parallel, the most powerful energetic point on the planet. 90 degrees west off that. All right. So Emmett Till was a blood sacrifice, like I was saying. You feel me? Before I was rudely interrupted by Google to prove my point to the people in the back of class that just know I don't know what I'm talking about. But anyway, Emmett Till was sacrificed in Money, Mississippi, like I was telling y'all, on the 33rd parallel. It was a blood sacrifice. They ain't never admitted that. They always say he was killed over some racism. No, he was not. It was a blood sacrifice. Now, why would they sacrifice him? Because they were trying to channel energy off the Mississippi River, which is also runs along the 33rd parallel. So you got to understand, all this has to do with the Mississippians and the energy we place right there. You get what I'm saying? The energy we place right there. And they are aware of that. Even the Trail of Tears, what they do, they marched them all the way across the Mississippi River. They didn't have to make them go that far. You ever wonder, like, why they make the Cherokee walk so far? See what I'm saying? The ones that folded, because the ones that didn't fold became Seminoles. And they kept going and warring with their bitch ass. But you know, you always got the ones amongst us want to fold under pressure. So the ones that folded under pressure, they ass took that walk. You see what I'm saying? And the ones that didn't fold, they stayed and became Florida Seminoles. And they were Seminoles in Georgia through everywhere else. They got pushed down only into Florida. That's another story though. But what I'm saying is, why do you think they made the Cherokee march across the Mississippi to New Indian Territory, which they labeled as Oklahoma? And all the Cherokee that marched across the Mississippi, they did go into Tulsa, Oklahoma. A lot of them died. So many of them transcended that by the time, there wasn't that many left by the time they got to actual Tulsa, Oklahoma, to be honest with you. But it was still a lot of us left. And when we got to Tulsa, Oklahoma, this is where you get your story of Black Wall Street couple generations later. You know, that greatness is going to stay with us.